Hi everyone, I'm here with Ted Timmons representing Fable 3, a game we're all very excited about seeing. I was a big fan of Fable 2, and I'm interested in finding out what exactly is new and exciting about Fable 3. So why don't you just start off by telling us what Fable 3 brings to the table?
Well, Fable 3, I mean, moving on from Fable 2, it's 50 years later, the world's sort of going through an industrial revolution, and there's a tyrant on the throne. He's basically the son of the Fable 2 hero, and basically you're the brother, so you're the prince of this king. And one morning you wake up and your mentor is unhappy with the way that the royal monarchy is going. And he says, we need to escape the castle, we need to get the hell out of here, and we need to make change. So basically, once you've escaped the castle, you don't have to build up followers. So throughout the game, you'll be going around to towns and villages, taking quests, making friends, having relationships, all the usual Fable 2 stuff. And then at certain points during the game, when you've amassed a set amount of followers, people will turn around to you and say, well, we're almost following you. Make a promise to us and we will be behind you for when you want to take the throne. So people turn around and they might say something like, if you abolish child labour, which you can see in the world, if you go into Bowerstone, there are children in the factories hammering away. And they say, if you abolish that, we will accept your promise. So when you become king, people turn around and say, you know, all these many days or years ago, you made this promise of abolishing slave labour. You've got to do it now, and it's up to you, the player, to make that choice, because slave labour isn't free. Right. So you've got to have to find the money from somewhere. So I think that's the story is the biggest. The story arc is the biggest change.
It does sound like a big change. At least a much more expanded version of it. So you're telling me there's a political angle to it, where you're actually kind of campaigning to set yourself up as the new monarch, and it's up to you whether or not you carry through on your promises.
Yeah, I mean, I think it ties in really well with what's actually going on in the real world right now. I mean, you know, Obama has just become president, and you know he's got a lot of promises that he needs to keep, and he's got people watching him. He's got his followers and other countries watching. So I think it ties in really nicely with now we're actually letting you as a player experience kind of what he could be experiencing, where people are coming up to you and saying, you promised this, you promised that, right. Now you've got to deliver.
So not only that, there's the questing, and once, basically I'm assuming at some point you do manage to overthrow the monarchy if all goes well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we've been quite open about is that the story doesn't end when you become king. That is just the beginning. And I mean, we're actually keeping that quite quiet. We don't really want to spoil what's going on, just because it's really important to us. But when you become king, that is just the beginning. That's where things start to get interesting.
You've actually got to manage and grow your kingdom then.
Yes, and not only that, there's a twist in the story where things start to change for the worse, and you have to be ready to, as a king, to take control of that. And I think this is what, with the combat demo that we have today, we're kind of hinting at what that could be. So it's really exciting to be a part of that.
Sounds good to me. Why don't we take a look at the new game?
So I mean, this guy that's playing here, as you can see, he's holding someone's hand. This is a completely new feature to Fable 3. It's all about touch and emotion, and one of the things we really wanted to do was have it so that when people play the game, they feel connected. We want them to care about the villagers, and we want that, you know, if you get married, we want you to care about your wife. In Fable 2, we didn't really have that as much. It was kind of like you had a wife and you had a kid, but it was hard to care about them. We've now got things that we call one-to-one interactions, we've got hand-holding, we've still got marriage, you can buy houses, and if you're playing in co-op, for example, you can actually bring someone into your world, and the two of you as players can get married in the game, have children, share bank accounts, buy houses together. I mean, if you have a divorce, it's going to get messy, but you know, it's not the real world.
That's interesting, because I didn't actually expose myself to the Fable 2 multiplayer experience. Yeah. Is that much expanded on in this game? Is there a campaign, or is it more like a sandbox type world?
It's a bit of both, really. I mean, Fable 2 was if I joined your world, for example, I'd be your henchman. What we've done now is we've got rid of that entirely, and if I join your world, I am my hero with my inventory, even my dog, my swords. I am me from the other world. So basically, if we were to then play over Xbox Live, which unfortunately we can't show you today just because there's no setup here, but what we've already got working back home is if I join your world over Xbox Live, we have two separate screens, we can run off and do separate things. You can be flirting with someone while I'm doing a job, or you can be getting married, destroyed. You know, so it's really, it's still sandboxy, but you are two separate entities that can go around, and you can, whatever you earn in if I was to join your world, anything I earn in your world, I just take back to mine. So it's actually it's a positive thing for me to jump into your world, and there's no detrimental aspect to it. It's all positive and it's all really fun.
Right. So right now, he's basically trying to build a relationship with his character, right? By playing patty cake.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as we all know, patty cake's the number one way into someone's heart, right? So,
in fact, when I started this interview, I should have initiated a game of patty cake, and we would have.
But yeah, basically, so this quest is a lady's come up to the hero and said, "I want to divorce my husband." If you flirt with him, he might actually, you know, get up to mischief with you, and as a result, I can then have an excuse to say, "Yeah, you know what? We're over."
Take comfort, son. You're not the first man whose wife played patty cake on him.
I mean, that's what Fable 3 is, or Fable as a franchise has always been about. It's always been about just having fun, you know, and we've got the great combat system. So Fable, in a way, is a sum of all of its parts. You know, it's got so many different things going on. There are very few games that have a really deep combat system, a really deep interface, along with a good story, and still have the humour, the good, quaint British humour.
Yeah, I'm seeing a real focus on basically customization and being able to dress and look the way you want, and be able to unlock all these various emotes that you can do. So
I mean, it's all about customization from our side. I mean, you can combine your own spells. So let's say you have a fireball and a lightning. You can then combine them to have fireball, lightning, or you could combine it with something else. And your sword levels up as you play the game. It just levels up based on your decisions. So again, if you come into my world with your sword, I can see what you've been up to just by looking at your weapon. It might be bright red, you know, glowing with the blood of all the civilians that you've slain. But my sword might be lovely and blue because I've just been going around, you know, doing really good deeds. I mean, all I might do is actually grab this controller just for a second. So would it be alright to borrow the controller for a second? And I can show you our new interface. Basically, at the end of Fable 2, we decided to get rid of lists. Well, lists are old, you know, big,
you streamline the inventory.
Yeah. So basically, I'll show you my inventory. You press start. That's my inventory right there. A 3D world. You know, how many games have that? So I can come into my clothing room, and I can just go over to, you know, I can remove a hat. You know, this will fill up with all of the items that you obtain. So if I get any other clothing items, they'll all fill up. I can come over here. Let's go over to the dyeing pot. We'll press A. Let's choose red. I'm in quite a red mood. Using the right stick, we can just simply choose a colour. Let's go down to the shirt. Bam, I've got a red shirt. I can then go over. You know, it's all so intuitive. You just run over and you go, okay, I'm going to save this outfit for later. So when I come back, it's just there.
It's very show, don't tell.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have to talk anymore. You know, the game just speaks for itself. All my weapons will store up in here. I can come over to my weapon, press A, I can equip it, I can read its info, you know, I can rename it if I want to. How many games let you rename your weapon? You know, very few. So yeah, I mean, it's really exciting to be a part of this. And the two rooms on the right hand side we're not going into today because
multiplayer, yeah, it's online.
Because they're really exciting as well. I mean, what's great about the current version of Fable that we're working on right now is we have so much stuff that we can show. You know, it's one of the first times where it's a real struggle to think we're going to a press event, what do we show? You know, there's so much. We've got, you know, combat, all this interface stuff. You know, it's really coming together, and I mean, it's out on October 26th.
Oh yeah, I was just going to ask you when we can see this in stores. October 26th.
Yeah, October 26th. Yeah, all major outlets. So yeah, very exciting. And right now we're just polishing, bug fixing. You know, just making it the best game it possibly can be. And everyone back home in England is just doing a fantastic job, and everyone's really pumped for it. So yeah, awesome.
All right, Ted, thank you very much for showing us Fable 3. That'll be in stores October 26th.